Hola Luca, aquí Luca. En directo para Real Madrid Televisión. Suma ya 23 títulos con este escudo.
23 titles with this badge, wearing this badge. Some amazing nights with Real Madrid. What's your feeling? How does Luka Modric feel before tomorrow night's game? Well, good feelings, really eager to get going. Can't wait for it to get started, the game. We need to enjoy it, live every minute of it, enjoy it to the full. What we're doing at the moment as a team and achieving, these games are like finals themselves. It's a massive thing and you have to enjoy every minute. So yeah, I feel good and I feel excited and can't wait to get going. Hi Luca. Guardiola said that his legacy would be great if he won the Champions League with City. What is your legacy to this generation of players? You've won 5 European Cups. I think that all these titles that I've won, I think that speaks for itself, you know, says a lot. But also the effort that you make, you know, how you behave in the training every day. Apart from everything that you win, you know, you can't win everything all the time, can you? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but I believe that what we do and how we carry ourselves as a side, even when we don't win, I think that's important as well, you know, you can't win all the time. But titles do speak. When you win Champions League titles, cups, leagues, everything, it's something which is makes me happy and proud at the same time. Proud of what we've done as a group and what we've achieved. And the fact it's been over a few years as well, it's something to be proud of too, and to admire as well. So we're happy, very happy, everything that we've achieved and done at the club. Hi. Last year, before the final,
a ti, alguno más, y se tranquilizaba. Vosotros cuando os miráis, ¿qué es lo que veis y qué es lo que veis también cuando le miráis?
What do you see, and what do you see when you look at Carlo as well? Because he's won 1 or 2 things in his career as well. Well, like he said, we've played many times together, and we've played this type of game many times, semi-finals, finals. And what I see in my manager and my teammates, I see confidence, calmness, tranquility, faith in ourselves, faith in our ability, our character, our skill, our qualities, and that's what I see every day, not just on big games, and that's what I see today as well. So I hope that we're going to put in a great performance, have a great game, and get through to the final, which would be amazing and impressive. Hi Luca. When you were going to play in Kiev in 2018, you spoke about if you won that 3rd Champions League on the bounce, that would almost be a certain mystique. It would give you a real winning mentality. This would be your 6th final in 10 years if you get through tomorrow, and it might even be leading to the 6th champion, Nacho, Karim and Carvajal. How much does this option of winning the 6th, do you get excited by it? What do you have in your head when you're so close to this 6th final in 10 years? What do you feel? Yeah, of course, yeah. I still remember that chat and that video that Zizou put on for us before the Kiev final, talking about a dynasty, and we managed it. We've created that dynasty. All those things that you just mentioned, you know, you have all this stuff in your head. It gives you an extra motivation for sure, but only by playing can you achieve these things. You know, simply playing these type of games, representing Real Madrid, that's enough motivation in itself, without extra stuff like trophies, just the mere fact that you represent the team. But knowing that you're close to touching another final, being in a final, getting there, you just want to give everything you've got, you know. So for sure, it can give you an extra touch of motivation, yeah. Certain moments during a game, you know, it gives you that little bit extra, give more than you think you were capable of. But it's very important that we're close to this target and close to doing something historic. Sorry. Hi, Luca. I'd like to ask you about Camavinga. Will he be 100% tomorrow? And another question, his position on the field. Cama doesn't like playing left back, really. Do you prefer him left back or in the middle of the park? Well, I think he's okay. I think he's going to train with us today. That's the key, really, that he's good. About his favourite place, his position, I think since he arrived with us, he's grown as a player a lot. This year he's really demonstrated that he can do both roles very, very well. He could do the left-back role, where he's helped us out quite a few times this season. And in spite of him not liking it quite as much as he does in midfield, but I think that he's a kid who you can put anywhere. You know, he's going to do well wherever you put him, like he has been doing all season. Wherever he plays, I think he's going to perform well, and that's the key for us. His football, his ability, his character on the field as well is key for us. He's a top lad. I'm really happy for him, what he's achieving. Since he's arrived, he's grown loads as a player, and he's still got loads of time where he can improve even more.
You've talked about your time at Real Madrid and winning this competition so many times. Can you describe the feeling within this group of players when you reach this time of season with Real Madrid still in this competition, and this kind of force of nature that Real Madrid comes? Can you describe that for us?
No, it's first of all, it's a great feeling to be in this kind of games. We feel comfortable playing this kind of matches. We know that Champions League is a competition that historically Real Madrid always like to play. They always preferred. It's a competition that we like, and that's why we feel so comfortable playing in this competition and this kind of games, and that's why I think we won so many titles last years in this competition, because we feel comfortable, we believe in our quality, we know that history of club oblige you always give maximum in this competition and try to win it as many times you are playing, and I think these are the reasons why we are playing well and feeling so good in Champions League. Thank you.
Aqui, Luca, Tatiana Mantovani, TNT Sports Brasil. Tu, Karim Kroos,
you are a great example for young players coming to Madrid. How you can manage a game like tomorrow, the sort of game that you're going to experience. And we saw how Rodrigo and Vinicius are really making a step up now and helping you to resolve situations in games like this. Do you think Rodrigo and Vinicius have something different about them, something special, in spite of their age, their young age? They can win games on their own almost at this level. Yeah, without a doubt. I think they've shown that already last year, that they can win games for us with their quality, with their ability on the ball, with their football, with their daring attitude, their confident attitude. But I always say the main thing is the team here, you know. If we're on it tomorrow, together, and we all fight for one another as a team, then, of course, one day someone like Karim will stand out, or Vinny, or Rodrigo, or whoever, or Fede. But the main thing is that the team do it together. That we stick together, we fight as a unit, we help each other out, and this atmosphere in which we have that, we enjoy this kind of atmosphere in training every day, you know. We carry that into games, that's the key. We're very united. And that mix between youngsters and the more experienced of youngsters like myself.
You are part of a great generation of football stars born around 1985. You were born then, Cristiano Ronaldo also the same year. Now you play with the next generation of superstars, with Vinicius, who's born 15 years later. You played against Haaland, who's also 15 years younger. In your opinion, what are the main differences between being a football superstar from your generation and the new generation that's coming up now?
Difficult question. I don't know really, to be honest. I think every era has their own stars. Before, like you said, was Cristiano and others. Now there are upcoming stars that like Vini, like Haaland, like Rodri, and there is many others that are coming, and there will be future stars, or some of them they are already stars of the football. And but difference, I cannot really tell you. Maybe in these days it's more these social things on like Instagram, Facebook, and these things. They are paying more attention on this stuff, like was not before. But yeah, time is changing, and that's it. But yeah, maybe this.
¿Qué tal, Luca? Iván Martín de OK Diario. Cuando te lesionas después del partido contra el Girona, parecía que iba a ser muy complicado que llegaras a la final.
When you were injured against Girona, do you think you might be missing out on these stages, and you've actually played the first leg? What went through your mind when you got injured? And the treatment that you did to be fit to play at this level of the competition, this stage of the competition. Well, we know my state of fitness is very, very important to me. I got injured. I wanted to do everything I could to try and get fit again in time for these kind of games, you know, the cup final, semi-finals of the Champions League, because I still remember 2015 when I got injured before the games like Athletic and Juve. I didn't want to miss out again, those type of games, you know, because it hurts. So I did everything that I could. We did something a bit different this time as well, to recover. Followed the advice of one or two friends, and it worked out well. And I've got back in time, earlier than I thought, so very happy for that. And now, what's important now is that I feel good. I feel no kind of after effects from the injury. Can't really go any deeper into that for you. I think that's enough. I wanted to be ready, and I am. Thank goodness that I am. Hi. I want to ask you about what are your thoughts on the first leg. What did you take from that? And do you think this might be a better match than even the first leg last year? I think the first leg was first 20 minutes. We weren't quite at it. They were a bit better than us in the game, but as the game progressed, I think we grew into the game. We played a lot better as the game progressed as well. We got on the front foot a little bit more, got forward further. Maybe we could have scored another goal, but they equalised and it ended 1-1, and we know that this one tomorrow's well, we knew that match was never going to decide the whole tie. Tomorrow is the return leg, which is going to decide things. We know also that we're in good form. We feel good. We still believe that this is 50-50, I think. You know, it's even Stevens, the tie. We decided on small details, who's going to get through in the end, who will be going into the final. This is a team between two great sides with lots of top players, and I believe that it's going to be decided in, you know, the odd action, the odd play. It's all about sticking together and giving everything that we can, every bit of ourselves, and hopefully that will be enough to take us to one more final. I wanted to ask you, those details that you talk about, Ancelotti said that Madrid is the team that looks after those tiny details best. What can they be, these small details, then, to get through to the final? Well, let's see tomorrow, you know. Each game has a different story about it, doesn't it? You know? You don't know what's going to happen on the field, do you, before it happens? But as I said, be focused in every challenge, every tackle, every one-to-one, help your teammates out when they need it. They're the things that are going to be vital, and that's going to be key tomorrow. I think we'll be up for it, and we're up to those situations and hopefully get to another final. Okay, we're starting the press conference now with Carlo Ancelotti. Hi. From your experience and your honours list, does that make you more relaxed on the eve of a game like tomorrow? And what's your plan for tomorrow? What's plan is the same as ever. Try and get the best out of the players, of our team, as individuals and as a group. It's a demanding game, obviously, very demanding. I think we can do better than we did in the first leg. I do. I think they possibly think that they could do better as well, and we'll try and do better tomorrow, for sure. Guardiola said this morning that his legacy would be one hell of a legacy if they won the championship, the Champions League. What legacy do you leave in Madrid? Well, this is the 4th year I've spent at this club. I'll tell you now, I've enjoyed every minute. I continue to enjoy it every day. The legacy is that every day, training this club, managing this club, these players, and trying to get the best out of the squad, the players. We've done that. We're close to doing it again. We're close to doing something important like we did last year. There's not long to go this season. We're very full of hope, very motivated, and we take into account that it's a very tough game tomorrow. It's not going to be easy, difficult, but I think sometimes difficulties help us to be better, and we get the most out of ourselves in difficult situations. Hi. The other day, you were sincere and honest with us, saying that Rudiger was going to be in the team tomorrow, but now we're in a bit of a state. I think there was a misunderstanding the other night. I thought you were talking about Rodrigo, not Rudiger. I said that Rudiger might play, as Rodrigo might, as Militao might, as Camavinga might. It was just a bit of a misunderstanding in that press conference. I'm sorry for any misunderstanding. I genuinely thought you were talking about Rodrigo, not Rudiger. And he wasn't even on the bench against Getafe. I'm fortunate enough that to have all the players available for selection. Camavinga, he's available. And this maybe gives me more of a problem, if you like, but also increases the difficulty, but at the same time I can be safe and sure. You can be rest assured that I've got a clear plan and I've got an idea of what I'm going to do. The only clear thing for me is that everyone is fit. I do have the lineup in my head though. So, do you think you might go to the 4 centre-backs playing at the back? Or do you think that you might be a bit more offensive and go a bit more attacking like you did at Liverpool? The idea last year as Valverde as a full-back, that helped us win the league and the Champions League. And the 3 forwards up front allowed us to get to the semi-final, winning pretty much all our games. So it's a decision that it's not an easy decision to make, but I have already made it. I want to know if would you take penalties now or not? Given the quality of both goalkeepers, would you think that it would be better? Would it be good news that it went to penalties, given the standard of the goal is? No, I think it would be a mistake to be focused on penalties. It might go to penalties, but it's difficult to prepare for penalties and coach penalties, because penalties in a semi-final or a final, it goes on the atmosphere of the time. You know, there are lots of external factors, but obviously we're not thinking about penalties. We're wanting to try and go through in normal time, win the game before extra time or penalties. What you said about San Sebastian, about Militao, I want to ask you if Militao has woken up from when his mind was a little bit distracted. Militao is very motivated, is full of excitement and desire to play. The subject about his motivation and concentration doesn't exist. It's not even worth mentioning. Of course he's motivated, you know. If you're not concentrating hard in a semi-final, when would you, if you're a footballer? So Militao is fine, just like everyone else. He's fresh, he's not played a game like Rudiger. I think the squad is in top form. We get here in top form, we're feeling great. You can't come into a game like this in any other way. You know, we've had this second leg in our heads for a long time. We talk about the differences between the expense of signings in the Premier League compared with the rest of Europe. Do you think in a tie like this, do you think there's more pressure on you if you spent a lot of money like English teams, or winning the title a year ago? What gives you more pressure? Trying to hold on to the title? I think talking about stuff outside of the game, it doesn't really come into my head. The heroes and the protagonists are on the field. We don't talk about what people are their value. You know, our main concern is coming up against a very, very strong rival and opponent tomorrow. The thoughts of a player going into a game is nothing to do with like the politics of football, if you like. That stays off the field and out of people's minds and mentalities. Hi. With your experience, you're in another semi-final now. Do you feel that it's going to be a long game with extra time? Are you a bit worried? Are you calm? How do you feel? Are you nervous? Today, I'm very calm. I'm full of hope. I'm full of faith. Tomorrow, I know what it's like tomorrow. Game day, match day. That's the day when the worries come in. Then you think things through. Where you're going to score, whether Haaland's going to score, whether De Bruyne's going to hurt you. But I try and put that out of my mind and concentrate on whether Karim can be great in the box, whether Vinicius can score. It's all about managing your thoughts, managing your head about the immediate things. But yeah, for sure. We're very happy to be here. We're feeling good. We're happy that we're in it's kind of a usual event in a way for Real Madrid. You know, we've been in a lot of semi-finals. 11 years out of 13 into a semi-final, and that's not easy. It's not dead simple, that, you know. So we enjoy it when we're here. We enjoy the time we're here, enjoy it while we can, and that's today. Well, the thoughts come tomorrow. Hi. In a few minutes, you're going to meet your players on the training pitch. Do you have a routine, which is, you know, a usual routine? Do you have a chat? Do you say something special to them? Sometimes you spend, I've never seen you spend so long speaking to your players. 5 minutes, I think. Will you chat now? Do you talk about attitude, being brave, courage, strong mentality? What do you say to them? I kind of think what comes out, you know, I think of it in the moment. I don't plan it before. But for sure, what I do, bravery and character in these games are a very, very vital component. These games put you under pressure, huge pressure in these games. Sometimes if you haven't got that character or personality, you know, in order to show your quality, you have to get over that challenge to your character. So it's all about personalities and mentalities in these sort of games. That can influence how much you show your quality in the game. I think if you're capable of reading game situations well, that's important. You know, we're going to have moments when we suffer in the game, when we're under pressure, and we have to hold on a little bit. Well, that's normal, you know, in a game like this. And if you can read those situations and come out of them the other side, you know, maybe put your rival in difficulty after that. So in the first leg, one of the merits of your team was controlling Haaland for great periods of the game. Have you got any idea what you're going to do tomorrow as regards Haaland? I think in the first leg we managed to have possession of the ball from the back. It was tough for City to get hold of the ball as well. I think that's quite an important aspect tomorrow as well. You know, if we can have more possession of the ball than them, if we can have the ball rather than them, that's less of a risk in terms of defensive situations. You know, if we've got the ball, we're under less threat.
Could I have an answer in English, please, if that's possible? What does your experience tell you to expect from this match? A match like the first leg in Madrid, a match like the first leg last year, or something completely different?
Okay, I think it will not be so different but I think that some adjustment from Manchester City, from Real Madrid, you can watch on the game, because I think that to look back at the game, there is something that we can improve, we can do better, and also I think Manchester City. So I think it will not be a different game. I think Real Madrid and City in this moment are the best team in Europe, and for sure it will be an exciting game as it was in the first leg.
Hola, mister. Aquí Jorge Picón para relevo. Esta mañana le preguntábamos a Guardiola.
We asked Guardiola this morning if he knew how Madrid is king of the champions and what method they use. He said he didn't know. He said mainly it was because they had great players. Do you have an idea why are Madrid so good in this tournament? What do you do? What do the fans do? What does everyone do? So you always go so far deep into the competition, and how do you put yourself in a position to win trophies? Well, it's not that simple to explain it, really. It's a personal view, maybe. It's special for Real Madrid, maybe because of the history that we have in the tournament. You know, in the 50s, I think that it became important for the fans and the players, the success in the 50s. And it's everything you work for, really. It's something special, you know, trying to win European trophies, and in particular the European Cup then, champions now. And it's been important for them throughout their history. And it almost it's a club that has a special powers to stay alive. You know, they've got some great, Gento, Di Stefano, Amancio, some great players. And that history is still alive those players, you know, we had some great quality players right through to the history, the players that have passed through these doors, they're never forgotten, these guys. So the game tomorrow, when you start to get nervous, you imagine something negative about Haaland. What would you imagine? Do you imagine Rudiger and Militao defending against Haaland really well? Do you think when we evaluate a team, we don't just evaluate one player? It's not just about Haaland. You have to appraise everyone. You know, if you control Haaland, you can't forget about Silva. You can't forget about all the other players. De Bruyne. You know, we chat with my coaches. You know, if they have to score, then score early. Then we've got more chance to come back into the game.
You talked there about the history of Real Madrid, and yet you're coming away from home in the second leg. And in this room, we often hear opposition managers talk about Manchester City as the best team in the world. What matters more going into tomorrow's game? Is it Manchester City, the way they're playing, whether they're the best team in the world, or the history that Real Madrid bring in this competition?
It's difficult to say. I think the match is unpredictable. Also, if you are thinking that you are the best team in the world, it doesn't give to you the 100% sure that you are going to move, because as I said, it's not only a problem of quality, this kind of game. When you reach a semi-final, it's also a problem of personality, character, that you are able, mentality, that you are able to show on the pitch. It's not only a problem of quality.
We do two last questions. Dos últimas preguntas.
Hi, Carlo. Kian Sabani from Managing Madrid. Another question in English, if you don't mind. Pep was saying earlier today that if the game gets into a game of transitions, like it was at the Etihad last year in the first leg, he thinks that suits Manchester City. And I'm just wondering what your opinion is. Do you think an open game like that suits Real Madrid more or Manchester City?
In transition, we are really strong and really dangerous. This is true, but the first leg was not a game of transition. We had most of the time the control of the game, and we did really well. As in the first part, Manchester City had control of the game. Will be a match of transition tomorrow? I don't think so.
Ultima pregunta.
Buonasera. Buonasera Carlo, Irma D'Alessandro, Mediaset. Con due squadre così potenti che si sono equalizzate.
So questions in Italian. What are the fine details that will decide the game tomorrow, more or less, she said. Everything counts in a game like tomorrow. You need bravery, courage. It's a vital component for games like this, because quality, individual quality, can't show if you aren't brave enough to try stuff. You need to have that capacity to be brave individually. And to show those qualities. So you need to have a strong character in these games. Every game of Man City at home against big sides, it's normally real high-tempo games. What do you expect at the start of a game? Do you think that they try and dominate teams and be really aggressive going forward? Do you need to go into that with a kind of calmness? Will it be important tomorrow not lose your nerve, not lose your calm, if they set out really quick and go on the front foot? I think we have to apply ourselves to whatever the game demands. It might be a rigorous start to the game, but it might be something different. Sorry, I couldn't get the rest. It was Italian. Have a go. Oh, God.